How are you? Welcome to episode 16 of the LightySportsPod. If you guys have been enjoying our stuff, give it a like, subscribe. If you have any questions, fire it in the comments or send me a message on Instagram.
Thumbs up.
Yes, sir. So today is NFL Draft Day, so we're posting a day earlier than usual. And since this is Draft Day, we're rocking Browns vintage jersey for Braylon Edwards. He was selected with the 3rd overall pick back in 2005 by the Browns. So go Browns. Yep. We have one question from my amazing, I have to suck up because she's here, girlfriend, Brianna.
She should come out and say the question.
Do you want to say the question? She doesn't want to say the question. Okay. She wants to know, what do you think the Browns need in the NFL draft? So the Browns do not have a first-round pick this year. Again, which is no problem. Andrew Berry always drafts really, really well in the mid-rounds. And I do not expect him to move up in the draft, which is perfectly fine rather than not. However, I believe on day 2 and day 3 we'll probably be targeting offensive tackles because we had a bit of an injury bug there last year. Cornerbacks, just because Andrew Berry is obsessed with cornerbacks. I don't know what happened to the back of the screen, but acrylic pouring techniques. Cool. Cornerbacks, because Andrew Berry loves drafting cornerbacks, does it every year. Wide receiver probably, even though we do have some more depth now with Amari, Judy, Moore, Tillman, and Bell, but depth never hurts, and Browns are usually good to take a wide receiver on draft day 2. And then probably grab a linebacker late. Just saying late because Andrew Berry doesn't value linebackers at all. We always have really cheap, low-end linebackers, and it never really affects us too badly. Off-ball linebackers aren't the most important position in the NFL, so yeah, I think it'll be a good weekend.
What are the Bills, 25th?
28th.
28th?
Yeah.
Wide receiver?
Oh, yeah.
Thoughts?
They need a wide receiver.
No, thoughts on who? By the 28th.
My pick for them probably would have been a stretch guy like Xavier Worthy, but yeah, I'm seeing a whole bunch of reports that the Miami Dolphins, who love track stars, are going to take him. He broke the record at the 40-yard dash, by the way, this year. He ran a 4.21 NFL record.
Okay.
Fastest dude alive, maybe. He's insane. But yeah, I'm hearing 21 at Miami possibly as of today. That's not in my mock draft, which, by the way, you can find on Instagram. But Bills are definitely going wide receiver. I could see them taking Adonai Mitchell from Texas. He also plays on the same team as Xavier Worthy, but I'm not as high on him.
They really do a major promo on this. I remember last year was in KC, right? And wow, like 48 hours of just nothing but marketing it, and like like tailgating even. And
the NFL's the best marketed sports company in the world.
So today it's in Detroit.
Yep.
I've already seen a couple of commercials with Eminem and.
Eminem will be there to announce probably Detroit's.
Yeah, I think
one of the Detroit picks. Probably not the first one. They usually do celebrity picks like day 2 or day 3. So you'll have like Eminem come out maybe and do a third round pick.
I think you'll see him come out early.
He might be there early, but he won't announce the pick for Detroit in the first round. He'll probably announce it in the second. This keeps changing. This has never happened before.
I like that background though.
Anyways, so I mentioned obviously tonight's the NFL draft.
That's just my shirt.
So we're gonna do a little bit of NFL draft coverage. What I decided to do here is we're gonna go over my top 3 players per position, except for at quarterback. We're gonna do top 5 because quarterback's a fun position, and wide receiver we're gonna do top 10 because this is probably the most loaded wide receiver class ever. Yeah. And it was actually real. There's a couple of guys that I'm still debating. I kind of like Ricky Pearsall from Florida, for example, is not in my top 10, but like I kind of want to slide him maybe over Xavier Leggetti and Adonai Mitchell, but we'll get to that in a bit.
Like, there's going to be 8 quarterbacks taken in the top, like 16.
You'll get probably
crazy this year.
No, you'll get probably 5 first-round quarterbacks. You're gonna get.
Oh, I think there'll be more than that.
No, I don't think so. I think there's gonna be 5, maybe 6 quarterbacks in the first round. There's definitely gonna be this is gonna be the most offensive first round probably ever.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of wide receivers off the board, linemen. There's not a lot of defensive guys going in the first. There's a few corners, a couple of DNs, 1D tackle that I would say are going to the first. But.
So when you're going through these, you're gonna and you've already done your mock, and I apologize, I haven't done mine yet. I'm gonna do it right after this. I had to work this morning. So, but are you gonna say where you think they're going? And to what team? Based off of your mock?
I wasn't going to, but I can. I think I have
off of memory.
I think I have it mostly memorized.
Yeah. Well, if you're off by whatever, that's fine.
Yeah.
We're not going to hold you accountable to it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do that for like the skilled players, like the quarterbacks and the wide receivers. I won't do it for some of the other positions.
Well, just QBs, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I can do it for the QBs. That's pretty easy.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go over my top 5 quarterbacks. One's a surprise. One's not supposed to go in the first round. 2 of the first round quarterbacks I hate. I don't think they're good. They're not going to amount to much. Just my opinion.
So they're not in your top 5.
But yeah, but they're going to, like, one of them's probably going to get drafted in the top 5 of the draft, and I don't like him. He's not even top 5 in my quarterback ratings. But anyways, let's just get started. Quarterbacks. My number 1 quarterback, Caleb Williams from USC. I'll do a little scouting report. He's going to go first overall. That's already a lock. He's one of the Bears.
Yep.
Strengths, above average arm talent, good footwork, great balance to make difficult throws. His number 1 weakness, well, he holds on to the ball a little bit too long sometimes, but that can get fixed. He is way too confident, which can be either a really good thing, maybe he'll win you the big games, or that overconfidence just going to lead to poor decision making, which can cost you the big game. He's got the most confidence I've ever seen out of a prospect, maybe ever, like beyond confident, like very confident.
Interesting.
Very, very interesting guy.
I wonder how that will reflect in a locker room. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like he's so confident in himself that he was recently at like a sporting event. I think it was a basketball game, and his nails were painted pink. He had a pink phone case, like very like vibrant, out there personality. Like he just doesn't care.
Seriously.
Swear to God, not even joking. Yeah. Pick number 2.
Sounds a little weird.
Our quarterback number 2, and I also got him going pick number 2 to the Washington Commanders. Although he did recently say he doesn't want to play for the Commanders, so keep an eye out here. Jaden Daniels out of LSU.
John Elway thing.
I don't know. We'll see.
Do you remember Elway?
Yeah, I did.
I'm gonna go play for the Yankees. I'm not gonna play for the Colts.
Eli Manning did that too. He was supposed to.
I'm not gonna play for the Colts. I'm gonna go play baseball with the Yanks.
Eli Manning did that too. Eli Manning was supposed to go to the Chargers, and he said, "I don't want to go there," and he got drafted by the Giants instead.
Yeah, I know. Chargers first. Yeah.
Jaden Daniels, number 2 from LSU. Strengths: really good runner, can get out of the pocket, run really well. Really successful on RPO, so run pass options. Good thrower with good footwork. His weaknesses, his processing's a little bit slow, so he sometimes holds the ball a little bit too long and tries to dance around rather than just get the ball upfield.
Yeah, but coaching can fix that.
Exactly. And then he needs to learn how to protect himself when he's out of the pocket. He gets leveled in college. Like, there's a mixtape of this guy running up the field, not giving up his body, not sliding, and just getting smoked, like ran through, like numerous times. Like, there's an actual highlight tape for it. So if he wants to stay healthy at the NFL, start sliding.
Can't touch a quarterback anyways in the NFL.
Well, not if they're in the pocket and stuff. The second they're out of the pocket, if they're not sliding, you can absolutely drill them. But okay, quarterback number 3, I have him getting drafted 3rd overall by the New England Patriots, out of UNC, New University of North Carolina. Drake May. Strengths: elite arm, talent, big arm, can throw the ball deep. Ball gets out of his hand really fast, so his processing's pretty good. His weakness, sometimes his ball placement's a little bit poor despite really good footwork, and he needs to improve his vision and when to throw the ball.
Yeah, those are all things you can fix.
Yeah, for sure.
Who has a 3rd?
New England.
Oh yeah, they need a quarterback.
Yeah. Pick number 4, or my quarterback 4, I got Michael Penix Jr. out of Washington. Lefty thrower, a little ugly.
Oh, wow.
You don't see too many.
No.
Like, Michael Vick was a good lefty. Tua's a good lefty, but it's ugly. Looks a little odd.
Tua's not too bad.
No, he's good, but it just looks ugly.
Vick looked good.
So elite college production. Really, really good college football player, but he's had a couple of ACL surgeries, so be cautious. Injuries are a little concern. He has elite throwing power. His weakness is he relies too much on that power sometimes, and can be late in timing throws. And obviously, like I mentioned, his injury history is very scary. Okay, this is my shocker. He's not going to be drafted in the first round. Maybe he'll skyrocket. Probably not. Maybe not even drafted in the second round. But my number 5 ranked quarterback is Spencer Rattler out of South Carolina. Strengths, he has the pedigree. He was originally a couple of years ago projected to go number 1 overall at Oklahoma. Like he was at Oklahoma before he had to transfer to South Carolina. Due to struggles there, like the system just didn't work out for him. But he performs really good out of the shotgun, which is good, like for a spread offense or a passing offense. His weaknesses: he can struggle with vision in specific defensive schemes. Often does not recognize linebacker and safety coverage. So there are red flags, but he had the pedigree before. He was a 5-star recruit. I think he'll rise up the draft boards, but I don't think he'll rise enough to be a first-round pick still.
So you have him in your top 5, but you have him not going in the first round.
Correct. My notable omissions, I'll mention them because they're both expected to go in the first round.
3 of them, right?
There's like 1, 2, 3. There's 5 guarantee firsts, a possible 6th as a quarterback. These 2 guys I'm going to mention really quickly. JJ McCarthy is projected to go in the top 5 of the draft. I don't like him at all. Yes, he went 25-1 and won a national championship at Michigan, but he was part of a run-heavy offense, and he never eclipsed, I think it was 2,500 yards passing or something in a season. So he doesn't have that actual body of work despite coming from a winning organization. He's going to get drafted just because teams are like, oh, this guy's a winner, but there's more to that, in my opinion. Like, that's a team-based stat. I don't like him at all. And then the other guy is Bo Nix. I don't like Bo Nix because he's a 25-year-old, literally like spent 7 years in college, projected to go in the first round, just like a boring dude. Like he put up really good numbers in college, but his play style to me doesn't translate in the NFL.
7 years in college.
Yeah, he played because his first 2 years I think he was redshirted, and then he was like a 5-year college player. Yeah, I don't know if it was 7, but it was a long time. Like he's 25 years old. Like that's past. You're almost into your prime already, and you're still in college. So I'm out on him. He is rumored to go in the first round. Apparently Denver really likes him because he kind of reminds. Apparently he reminds Sean Payton of Drew Brees a little bit. So there's some kind of talk there. I don't like it, but yeah, those are the quarterbacks. So those are my top 5 quarterbacks. I should have mentioned because you asked. But where I think they're going to go. Michael Penix Jr. I think is going to go at 13 to Vegas, but I don't think I have that in my mock. I might have it somewhere else, but I've been hearing rumors today that if Penix is there at 13, Vegas is going to jump on him. And then Spencer Rattler, like I said, will be 2nd or 3rd rounder, but JJ McCarthy, I think Minnesota is the team to watch there. I think they're going to move up from 11 and 23 to the top 5. Probably with the Chargers possibly at 5, and take their quarterback with JJ McCarthy, and then Bo Nix, like I said, rumors to the Broncos in round 1, and I think they pick like 12th or something like that. They pick like middle first. So we'll see what happens.
Okay.
We'll move on to.
So you don't think Spencer's going to make it in the first round then? You don't think he's going to come up?
No chance. Like I don't think teams like team GMs and stuff are as high as I am on him. Like I think he's got the makings of a pretty good quarterback, but it's kind of a risk because everybody looks at each other's boards and it's like, oh, like this guy's.
What about your mock? Did you just put him in your mock?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
You're just highlighting him.
Yeah, I'm just highlighting him because I think he's better than the other 2 guys. But
respect. Yeah.
All right, running backs. We'll go 3 here. Really weak running back class, by the way. Running back and safety are the 2 really weak positions in this draft. Running back. My number 1 is probably Jonathan Brooks from Texas. His strengths, he's very explosive first step, great change of direction back. Weaknesses, he tore his ACL last year, and he's not a great route runner out of the backfield, which in today's NFL, teams kind of like the dual threat catching and running backs. My running back number 2, Braylon Allen from Wisconsin. Strengths, he's a very athletic dude. He's got great vision. His weaknesses, his college production is kind of average. Like the numbers are a little average, and he missed time last year with a leg injury as well.
Where was he in college? Where did he go?
Wisconsin.
Oh.
Yeah, and then all these guys, by the way, I don't like. There shouldn't be a first round running back. It would be very surprising if a running back got taken in the first round. NFL teams have kind of swayed off that. Minus last year, Bijan, Robinson, and Jahmyr Gibbs were kind of logs, but
NFL running backs, they just don't like them.
It's all about the O-line, man.
It really is.
The running back position is still important, but it's like not as valued as some of the other big positions, I don't think.
Yeah, so many of them.
And then my number 3 running back is Jalen Wright from Tennessee. Strengths, elite speed and explosiveness, really good in pass protection, but his number 1 weakness is his vision. I don't know how he'll play in the NFL. Usually running backs that don't see holes very well don't last long, but he's very explosive. He is very, very fast. So running backs a little weak this year, but we'll get into the fun position now because this is the most wide receiver heavy class like ever. Wide receivers, Marvin Harrison Jr., he's already locked in. He's going at 4, Arizona. He's going to be a Cardinal. This guy...
Return punts too? Kicks?
No,
that's just wide receiver.
Yeah. This is
He's quick, I think.
Yeah, he's the most complete player in this draft, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If there wasn't quarterback needed teams at the beginning, like he
would go first.
Easy number 1 pick. Probably the best wide receiver taken in the first round since like Jamar Chase. Like he's that big of a dude coming out of college. I don't even have any weaknesses on him. I'll be honest. I literally only have strengths. Elite route runner, elite IQ. Great speed, really good size. He's 6'4", and like I said, he's the most complete package in the draft. Great route runner. Yeah. My number 2 wide receiver, I've got him going to at this moment the New York Giants at pick number 6. We got Malik Neighbors from LSU. LSU produces so many good wide receivers. They're a wide receiver factory. Strengths, explosiveness, and separation. Elite route running. 1 weakness, maybe his strength. He's a bit of a smaller dude. He might get pushed off the ball on like jump balls, but that's not his job anyways. Like you don't want him to be your end zone jump ball guy. Like that's fine. Yeah. Number 3 wide receiver. He's honestly almost as good as Malik Neighbors, I think. Like, he's not quite there. I have him getting mocked to the Bears at number 9, is Rome Odunze from Washington. Strengths, great size, 6'3", elite hands. A lot of people have compared him to DeAndre Hopkins because of his hands. DeAndre Hopkins went a full season without a drop and had, like, the most targets in the league or something like that one year. Like, elite hands, pretty good acceleration. His weaknesses, I think he could improve his route running a bit better. Yeah.
So is there any? So I know Chicago's got 2 picks there.
Yeah, they might move back.
Yeah,
I think they might move that 9 pick.
But they do, like, didn't Cincinnati do that, right? They took quarterback and wide receiver from the same.
Yeah, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase.
Yeah, from the same school.
Yeah, both from LSU.
Any of those opportunities there for? Because with the Chicago first pick, they're taking a QB there.
Yeah, so
you know what I mean?
USC doesn't have a very good, so that's where Caleb Williams went. They don't really have anybody like great at wide receiver. The one that I would know, he'll probably go round 2 or 3. I don't have him in my top 10. Is Jerry Rice's kid?
Oh,
Brendan Rice.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, so he played with Caleb Williams at USC. I don't have him.
Well, they may wait then.
Yeah, I don't have him very high. He won't get taken in the first round.
Jerry Rice's kid. Wow.
Yeah. Next at number 4, we got Brian Thomas Jr. From LSU. In my mock, there's 2 LSU kids. Well, LSU and their quarterback Jaden Daniels is also from LSU. He's supposed to go number 2 overall. LSU always has a loaded offense. That's why I'm an LSU fan. Back in the day when they had Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham Jr. together, they've always been a wide receiver factory. Brian Thomas Jr. in my mock, I have him as part of the LA Chargers trade back with Minnesota, getting picked at 23. Because they do need wide receivers in LA, but Jim Harbaugh does not like taking. He's a very, very run run system, he won't take the wide receiver early at 5. That's why I think they move back, take their beefy lineman at 11 and their wide receiver at 23 with the trade with Mini. But he's elite vertical threat, can absolutely motor, great size. He's 6'4". Weaknesses: his route running tree is very limited. Like at LSU, he was a straight gunner. Like he just ran up the field, got open that way. But I'd like to see a little bit more. Maybe some slants, maybe some button hooks, whatever it may be. And then hopefully he's just even more than a vertical threat when he gets drafted. My number 5 ranked wide receiver from Texas, Xavier Worthy, who, as I mentioned earlier, apparently Miami's interested in him, but I think in my mock I had him going to Buffalo at 28. Strengths: he's got the fastest 40 time in NFL history. Really good short area explosiveness too. Really good route running. His weaknesses: he's very small and skinny frame. He's 172 pounds, which is a little concerning. And he can sometimes have careless drops, a little bit of miscues sometimes, but he is very, very good, and he's definitely rising up draft boards.
He's got drops, and he's going to Buffalo.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little chilly in Buffalo every now and then.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make it to Buffalo. Miami loves to hit their track stars. Like, they're going to have Tyreek, Jaden Waddle, and Xavier Worthy. They're going to have the 3 fastest wide receivers in the league, pretty much. Next, I got, I guess this is number, 6? Ladd McConkey from Georgia. Strengths: great route runner from the slot. Really reliable hands. He's very twitchy. Weaknesses: his size. He's 6 foot, 185, but that's pretty average for a slot receiver anyways. Like, that's not too concerning. And he's not a deep ball threat at all. But he's going to be that guy that gets you a ton of receptions on the season. Like, he might be one of those guys that leads the NFL in receptions one year, only because he finds a way to get open right off the line of scrimmage. And he'll rack up some yak as well, some yards after catch that way. But he won't actually get the yards on deep balls, which is very valuable too. Very, very valuable. Kind of maybe like a I'm trying to think of a comp. Like a really, really good Hunter Renfrow. Like, Hunter Renfrow's bad now, but like similar kind of style. My next one at 7. Troy Franklin from Oregon. Actually, no, this would be 8, I think. Yeah, 8. Troy Franklin from Oregon. Strength: speed is elite. Very good deep ball threat. Weaknesses: his hands and his thin frame. He weighs 187. Still thicker than 172 on Xavier Worthy, but this guy's speed is really good. Not as good as Worthy's. Good deep ball threat, but still not as good as Worthy. His hands, he'll make some careless drops. My number 9, who everybody seems to have in the first round, he'll probably go there. He's like somebody that the Bills probably take. I'm not big on him. Great hands, good intermediate route runner. His weaknesses: not super explosive, I find.
He's big though.
His 40 time is pretty good. Like, his 40 time is pretty good, but he doesn't, like, when he's on the field, he doesn't look as fluid and as explosive. And then his yards per route run is alarmingly low. Like, really low.
Are you going to say the name? You haven't said the name. Or did you say the name?
I think I did. Adonai Mitchell from Texas. Pretty sure I did.
Oh, maybe you did. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyways, really, really, really bad yards per route run, which is very alarming. And then my number 10 wide receiver is Xavier Leggetti from South Carolina. Strengths: really good size. He's 6'3", 227 pounds. Really good hands. His number 1 weakness, what kind of worries me, is he did not become good in college until his 5th season. So his first 4 years, he was just a meh, whatever. And then I guess him and Spencer Rattler started cooking together, and now he's got a lot of buzz going. A lot of people think that he's going to get drafted by the Carolina Panthers with their first overall pick in the 2nd round, so at 33, because he's from South Carolina, born there, went to school there. Panthers seem like a good fit. They need wide receivers, so
go with Young.
That's the wide receivers. The wide receivers, like I said, are stacked. I really wanted to put Ricky Pearsall in there. I think I might actually slide him above Adonai Mitchell. Plays for Florida. Went to Florida with the Gators. Elite hands. Like, he made a crazy one-handed catch last year, like this, over somebody. Nuts. Pretty good route runner. Overall good player. I think I might slide him up, but he's getting talked about in the second second round. We'll go to tight end now. So for the rest of these, I don't have a little scouting report. It will just make it quicker. Like, we don't need to go through every single player with the scouting report because that's going to take too long. We'll be here for like 5 hours for you. That tight end, Brock Bowers. I'll give you a scouting report for him just because he's like the best of the bunch. Went to Georgia. Strengths, best receiving tight end, probably coming out of college, maybe ever. Could possibly debate Kyle Pitts, and he's a great blocker. This is the most complete tight end you'll ever see drafted. I have him mocked right now at 10 to the Jets, but Sauce Gardner came out and said they're going D-line or corner, so I don't know if that's true. I don't know what's going on. Number 2 tight end from Texas, Jatavion Sanders. So we're hearing a lot of Texas. We're hearing Adonai Mitchell, Xavier Worthy, now Jatavion Sanders, yep. Texas, really good tight end. And then my 3rd ranked tight end is Ben Sinnott from Kansas State.
What are the Chiefs going to draft? Are they going to take another tight end? We all know.
No. They're gonna go probably. I have them going wide receiver. I have them taking Ladd McConkey, who is in my wide receiver list there, at 32, because Rashee Rice is going to get suspended probably for the entire season. He got into a very, very big car accident that left people injured. He left the scene with friends. He was caught on tape, and they said that he was above the alcohol limit and all of this. And he's a star wide receiver for the Chiefs, so he's probably going to get suspended for a bit.
Attaboy.
Yeah. So let's go to the offensive line. So inside offensive line, my number 1 inside offensive lineman, center Jackson Powers Johnson, who I have the Pittsburgh Steelers taking with the 20th overall pick. There will be a first round center. I think. I don't know. We'll see. I got Zach Frazier from West Virginia at guard. I also have him in the first round. I think I have him going 26 or 27, late first. And then I got center Cedric Van Pran from Georgia. He'll be probably a 2nd round, 3rd round pick. Offensive tackle, my top 3, Joe Alt from Notre Dame. Have him mocked right now to Tennessee Titans at 7. I got Talise Fuaga from Oregon State. I have him mocked early first as well. And then Olu Fashanu from Penn, also have him in the early first. If you want like exact, direct pick selections, like where I have them going, you can check out the mock on Instagram. Then I've got, let's go to the defense is here. At edge, I've got Dallas Turner from Alabama as my number 1 ranked edge. I have him projected to go 8th overall pick to the Atlanta Falcons. Probably the best defender in the draft, I would say. He'll probably be the first one off the board. I got number 2 is Jared Verse from Florida State University. I think I had him mocked to the Indianapolis Colts at 15. Very, very good as well. And then my number 3 overall prospect, he's only number 3 because he coming off some injury concerns, is Laiatu Laitu, and I was from UCLA. And I've been hearing reports that some GMs have him going as high as like 8th overall and some as low as 30th overall. Like, he's got such a wide range because he's so talented, but there's just so many kind of background concerns with his leg injuries.
Okay.
So he's a wild card. Look out for him. I think right now I have him going to the Rams at 21, wherever the Rams pick. I think it's 21. Defensive tackles. Byron Murphy the second. Got him mid-first round.
Yeah,
he
Texas
comes
kid.
from Texas. Yeah. My number 2 ranked defensive tackle, who some have in the first round, some don't. I don't, because he got arrested last week for like a DUI or something. But Jerzon Newton from Illinois, well, look out for him. He ran like a 4.6 at the NFL Combine, and he weighs 400 pounds. Like,
ooh,
yeah, it was
wow.
nuts. Like, he was absolutely moving. I don't think it was a 4.6. It might have been high. It was definitely higher than that, but like a little over exaggeration. But it was nuts. Like, for a big boy, he was absolutely moving. And then my 3rd defensive tackle is Braden Fisk from FSU, Florida State University. Linebackers, I don't have any of them going in the first round. Maybe look out for Peyton Wilson. A lot of people are kind of comparing him to Luke Kuechly in the sense that he's very, very fast at linebacker and will rack up a ton of tackles. Peyton Willison from NC State, Edgerrin Cooper from Texas A&M, and as number 2, and then my number 3 linebacker is Junior Colson from Michigan.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then at cornerback, so cornerbacks are pretty good this year. I have 3 of them, at least 3 of them going in the first round, from what I remember. My number 1 ranked corner is Quinyon Mitchell from Toledo. You don't usually see high draft picks from Toledo. It's a bit of a acquired
tier.
It's Div 1, but it's not in like the main, like it's not in the SEC or the Big Ten. It's a smaller
school.
Yeah, smaller school. I have him right now penciled, I think in my mock actually, because I didn't hear the Penix to Raiders news that much till today. But Quinyon Mitchell, I think I had him mocked to the Raiders at 13. They do need corner help, so it makes sense. But he's going to be an early to mid first. Terrion Arnold is my number 2 corner from Alabama. I think I have him going to the Jags at 17. And then Nate Wiggins, cornerback from Clemson, is my 3rd. He ran the fastest 40 time out of all the corners, and he actually laid up at the end because he hurt himself at the combine. So his stock might slide just because he got injured. But I think I had him right now going to Miami at 21, but Xavier Worthy's the new rumor. Things are changing throughout the day everywhere. But Nate Wiggins should be in the first. Maybe he'll slip to the second because of the injury that he suffered at the combine, but he didn't get to work out anything else. All he did was the 40 and then came up hurting, but he was flying. And then earlier I said the safety class this year is really weak. I didn't watch any tape on any of them, to be honest. I do know the first name, Tyler Nubin from Minnesota, probably the best safety. Then you got Javon Bullard from Georgia and Jaden Hicks from Washington.
It's a lot of free agent safeties out there.
Yeah, they still haven't signed a lot of them. Like Justin Simmons has to sign somewhere soon. Actually, he might have signed in Miami. I can't remember. But yeah.
So today's draft day, major trades, and players usually don't get traded. Draft picks get traded.
Yeah.
Usually it's swapping picks. Not very often. Like NHL, well, even the NHL, you don't see much trades on draft day anymore. Right, where players get moved. Do you think any players are going to get moved today?
I don't think any players are going to get.
It's usually just picks.
Maybe
right?
it's going to. Yeah, it's probably going to be just picks. But I did read. So there's this guy. His name's Peter Schrager. He works at the NFL Network. He does a mock every year, right before the draft, like the day before the draft. After he accumulates as much data as he can from actual GMs, like voice to voice, word to word, and he did say that there is the potential of a record-breaking amount of move-ups and downs in the first round tonight.
Oh, okay.
He's expecting it to be really, really busy. Should be a ton of movement. We'll see, obviously, but and then last night, Adam Schefter said that he was going to take the under. He didn't think that there would be as many trades as Schrager's saying, but
Commissioner going to get booed?
Yeah, he always does.
Yeah, I know. Any Canadians? Any Canadians in here?
Yeah, I'm sure there's Canadians. Not really any of note in the first few rounds. Or first couple rounds.
Because there's been a lot drafted in the last couple of years, right?
Yeah, you know? not any that I could think of, unless one of the guys on my list is actually Canadian. I didn't know, but don't think there'll be any Canadians in the first. Should be some Canadians probably in the mid to late rounds, I'd guess. But
that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. So that's pretty much it for the NFL draft stuff. If I can, maybe I'll, because we have a few more minutes, maybe I'll pull up my mock and just quickly list off who I think is going where.
And it's on Instagram, you said?
Yeah. It is on Instagram. Let me pull it up quickly.
Is it under this Lighty Sports Instagram?
Yeah.
Oh, got it. Okay. I've actually been on that page, so I know where that is.
You should.
It's one of the ones I follow.
You should know that page. I don't know if I can. Oh, there. It lets me. Oh, I can't switch into that account. What is my LightySports at gmail.com, I think. No, that's not working. Okay, never mind. We're not doing that anymore.
Draft party?
But yeah, not really a draft party, but
draft move-in.
Yeah, we're moving in today. But after we put the bed together and all of that stuff, at 8 o'clock, I will be enjoying the draft with Dave.
So NFL Network, right?
I think it's on TSN.
Oh, it's on TSN?
Yeah.
Okay.
Should be on TSN. But yeah, so that wraps up our draft coverage, I guess. If anybody has any questions about it or whatever it may be, let me know. And yeah, see ya.
Take care.